addressing it, what has been revealed, the system may turn to its attention towards the person who revealed it. They may be dismissed, ridiculed, isolated, or accused of causing conflict, also known as canceled. Their motives may be questioned. They may be called disloyal, difficult, dramatic, or even dishonest. The focus shifts from the question, is there a problem, to why is this person creating a problem? The reaction matters. If someone raises evidence of unfairness and the immediate response is to attack the person rather than to examine the evidence, then the response itself can demonstrate how strongly the hierarchy protects itself and the corruption within. Of course, challenging authority does not automatically make someone right. A person who exposes a hierarchy still needs evidence of honesty and responsibility. That's why I record everything and let the people humiliate themselves. Questioning power should not mean spreading accusations. It's why one should possess evidence, as I always do. A healthy system should be able to withstand questions. Those with authority should be willing to explain their decisions and their actions. Those without authority should have a meaningful opportunity to speak. Rules should be applied fairly. Information should not be deliberately hidden by the local paper, and criticism should not automatically be treated as betrayal. The goal is not necessarily to eliminate every hierarchy. The goal is to make power accountable. That's why I press charges. And that's why we should pay attention not only to why someone reveals about the hierarchy or what they reveal about the hierarchy, but also how the hierarchy responds when it's exposed. Does it listen? Does it investigate? Does it correct the problem, or does it attack, silence, discredit, and come for the sponsors of the person who pointed it out? Sometimes the response to the person exposing the system tells us more about the system than the original accusation ever would. That is why I'm running for county commissioner, because all of you are unfit to sit up there. All of you are enablers of violence. All of you are enablers of sexual abuse, and I say all of you.
Any other public comments? Yes, sir.
Thank you. I just want to first off, thank you for what you do in serving in your districts and everything. So I just have a prepared statement. My name is Steve Schofield. I am from Greenville, Michigan. I'm here today on behalf of Montcalm Community College. The college invested recently in a full-time information technology instructor. I've accepted this role, and I'm in the process of transitioning to being a full-time instructor around information technology. And one of my goals today is to work with different communities, and each of you represent that particular area in Montcalm County. My goal is to raise awareness, and one of the strategic goals of MCC is outreach. I have a passion for outreach and want people to be aware. So part of my today is to make you aware of what MCC is investing in my, as I've been here previously doing outreach. Please take this back to your districts, committees, townships. Technology is everywhere, and my goal is making myself available to talk with others about technology if questions arise. Even if you have an existing IT support, that would be good to know, I guess. I'm not looking to become a full-time consultant. I'm in education and learning, so rather if questions arise or other opportunities for community engagement, recycle events, for example, partner with Commission on Aging, senior citizens in your area, trainings, or anything else. These could be socialized amongst you. I know this is not a format where there's questions, but I would be open to that. I have included the program currently of courses offered at MCC here. I would like for each, I brought 10 of them, so if you would like to get a copy, they're here. I plan to visit all the school boards in Montcalm and Avenue County. My previous engagement through recycle events seems like a good use of time to get the message out here. That's why I came today. So thank you again for the different areas that you do that. I can be available for remote calls, in-person, ad hoc meetings. Leadership.com, if you, any of you that have went through that, had one big question: how can I give back to my community and make it better? This is my attempt to use my many years of experience in IT, cybersecurity, and other technology to help our communities. So if you have something, ideas, again, this is just being aware here that you have someone at the college who has a technology background and who has a role for outreach. So again, that's all I have, and thank you for what you do. So I'm going to leave these here, and if you could take those back and look at it, it's our program. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you. Any other public comments? If not, our 4:15 agenda item, we have Addie Conrad from the Juvenile Family Division to talk about Child Care Fund. Welcome.
Thank you. Just go ahead and get started.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm Addie Conrad. I work for I'm the court administrator for the Montcalm County Juvenile Court. For this upcoming fiscal year, the proposed child care fund budget is $1,348,565. That is an increase of $273,177 from last fiscal year. The breakdown of that increase is I am putting $151,570 more in wages into the child care fund because those wages are 75% reimbursed by the state. I'm asking for $100,000 more in placement costs because every year the placements get more expensive, and $21,600 for community-based services. This includes counseling, psychological evaluations, competency tests, sex offender assessments, substance abuse assessments, drug testing and supplies, tethers, parenting classes, gas mileage, and a list of other things. There are no major changes within the child care fund this year. Of the components, the CASA program, the court appointed special advocate, remains exactly the same and continues to be 75% reimbursed by the state. The placement costs continue to be reimbursed at 50% from the state, and the community-based services component continues to be 75% reimbursed by the state.
So you'd mentioned that it's up 273,000 from a year ago.
Yes,
And out of that 273, 150-ish, I think you said, is wages
yes.
that you put into that budget for the first time.
Yes, so my total wages in the child care fund this fiscal year will be $499,470. The state continues to allow us to put more wages into the child care fund. I think this is their way of offsetting them taking away our ability to charge back attorney fees and placement costs and all that.
Mhm.
So I met with a child care fund senior analyst in May, and she said that the clerks, their job could be 100% into the child care fund because all of their duties fall under child care fund duties. I am the only one in our department that is not 100% of my wages in the child care fund, and that is because I do name changes and adoptions, and those are not child care fund duties. So my wages, 75% of my wages are in the child care fund.
So before you moved all those other wages to that, that was another line item outside of the child care fund that the county had to pay
Yes,
for the employee wages.
yes,
And being in this, 75% of it is reimbursed by the state.
yes.
So how do you factor that, or when you compute all that, instead of a 273 increase, what is the real, have you done it that way around? What's
I
the,
haven't.
it would,
I am also asking for $184,700 less from the county budget due to moving the wages. But I didn't increase, or I didn't calculate what the total reimbursements could be.
Brenda, what are your thoughts on this? This was in the budget.
Well, it's a little bit different than the budget I have. And the budget I have is 1.360490 for child care fund. She's moving wages out of her general fund 294 budget over to child care fund, but that just increased your appropriation by that same amount to make that fund balance because she didn't do anything with her revenue or expenditure numbers to offset it. I mean, she's saying she is now, but she didn't when she submitted the budget. So it's probably the difference in our numbers. Because I still have 325,000 for private institutions and 325,000 for detention. And you said you reduced one of those?
No, I'm
They've
asking,
never- What's that?
or yeah, that's the correct numbers.
So what did you reduce by 147,000?
The county budget.
Oh, no, then that just got offset by your appropriation. So basically, if she moves money out of her general fund budget over into the child care fund budget, then that just increases your guys' appropriation to make her child care fund budget balance. So, and that 75% reimbursement stays in the child care fund. Doesn't come back out of there to come offset the general fund expense.
And
But that's the way it's always been done.
this is something we don't really have a choice in the matter. Addie doesn't really have a choice in the matter as far as,
No,
this is just something, this is more of a, hey, will you approve this because
right,
this is the way the state has it set up.
right.
Yeah.
It's mandatory.
Is there an amendment to the 26 that we need to discuss too?
Yeah.
Yes,
should be
I
two
just,
separate
I moved,
motions.
$20,000 out of placements and into the community-based services because I'm projected to go over budget on the community-based services. So the overall budget remains the same. In the past, they haven't required new signatures if the budget remains the same, but this year they wanted new signatures.
Yeah, I got a picture on everything.
Is it just covered in the one motion, the 26/27 child care fund budget?
I think you gotta do two separate ones. Once you get one, you gotta approve her 27 budget to be sent to the state, and then two, you gotta amend the 26 budget. I think you do it in two.
I would move to approve the 2027 child care fund budget as presented.
It's been moved and supported to approve the 2027 child care fund budget as presented. Discussion?
Yeah, I apologize. I'm having trouble tracking as far as is there a net difference to what we budgeted in the general fund to what we're now approving? Is it a negative effect on our general fund?
Well, when you build a budget, it is. When it's all said and done at the end of the next fiscal year, she might not use that 1.142 million that we've appropriated from the general fund. So you're talking two different things. I mean, you're projecting now what you think it's gonna be, but it always ends up being different at the end.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to answer that. If it's
Okay.
gonna be negative, it's negative right now to the general fund. It's kind of just a shell game.
Okay, but I guess from what we looked at here 2 weeks ago, what was budgeted.
I didn't change anything.
Okay.
And it's state reimbursed, so when she says shell game, it's, we pay it out and we get paid back, and then there's,
Well, the general fund doesn't get paid back.
right, but it's just another state mandate that
Yeah.
makes everything as clear as mud.
Well, and the big thing, the driving cost for them is like, was it last year or 2 years ago?
When they
the
changed it to
institutions
17.
Tripled and quadrupled their expense for us to house juveniles. So that's been the big driving force in the expense going up.
As far as what we budgeted, you don't see, you don't think it's going to be a big problem.
No, I mean, I didn't change anything from our last meeting as far as fund balance usage for it.
Okay.
That stayed status quo.
Okay, that's my question, I guess, in a nutshell.
And you said you budgeted 1.36094 or something?
For her childcare fund,
Yeah.
1.142
Oh, okay.
is the appropriation. She had some other revenue in there to get it up to her number.
Okay, we're all on the same page, sounds like. Any other discussion on the motion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And then we need a motion to amend the 2026 childcare fund budget.
Yep.
I would make that motion.
It's been moved and supported to amend the 2026 child care fund budget as requested. Discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Our 425, we have Pam Schock from Commission on Aging to talk about the millage renewal.
So So our resolution numbers are gonna get approved out of order, Chris, just an FYI.
Let's just keep the ones we have though.
Right,
Are
we're
you
keeping the
okay
ones
with
we
that?
have, so this one's gonna be 07. We had planned on going through the correspondence first.
Oh, that's fine.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to, regarding the millage renewal ballot language. I understand there may be concerns because the millage increase was not approved. I respect that. I'm not here to disregard or minimize the decision that was made. However, the need that was brought us before has not changed. When I originally requested an increase in the millage, it was because we were seeing more needs among our older adults than we were able to meet with our existing resources. While that increase was not approved, the needs of our seniors have not gone away. In fact, the demand just continues to rise for the need and services. I also believe that as a director, I have a responsibility to listen to our seniors and advocate for them. When they call us and tell us that they need additional services and support, I can't simply say, we don't have the resources. You know, what kind of director would I be if I didn't try to be able to do as much as we can to offer more services? We hear them daily. We got 4 phone calls today, and I'm sorry, we can't help you. So this renewal is about maintaining the services we are currently able to provide, excuse me, to the senior citizens of Montcalm County who are real people. Their parents, their grandparents, they're our friends, they're our neighbors, and they're members of our community that depend on the Commission on Aging for these services. At the end of the day, this is about ensuring that they have the opportunity to remain safely in their own homes, maintain their independence, stay connected to their communities, and live with dignity. So today I'm asking for your support in placing the renewal of the 0.45 mil on the November ballot.
Okay. Anyone have any questions for the director?
I don't have a question, I just have something I want to say.
Good.
And I'll apologize to Adam now for snapping at him last week. I guess I'm frustrated that it didn't pass either. I figured it would, since our older generation of the biggest population of voters we have. And this would be directed toward them, these services, increase in services. I guess I'm not sure what to think now. We did that needs assessment, and we paid $108,000 for that 2 years ago. It wasn't something we had to do, but we had a member of the Commission on Aging board at that time pressuring the then director of Commission on Aging to do it. So we did it. Told us what we needed to do, what we needed to provide, what they wanted in addition to what we were already doing. I guess I assume that's what we were trying to achieve with that increase. And so it's a little bit frustrating and confusing to me to be told 2 years ago we need all of this extra stuff, and then to be told this year, no, I guess we don't. So I don't know where that puts us. I don't know if Pam's got it in order to provide some of those services they still want. She's got to cut current services back and try to find some sort of balance. Or if we just ignore that $108,000 we spent on that assessment and throw it in the bathroom toilet and flush it down. I don't know. That sticks in my craw that
It's
we
frustrating.
spent all that money and now we can't do anything about it. So that's all I need to say.
Chairman,
Go ahead.
I think the right thing to do was to go for that increase, and I think that the services are needed. And like I said, I don't think this is a black mark on you at all. I think you did the right thing as a director to come to us and say, hey, look, I need more money to do the things that we need to do with this population where the needs are increasing, and we're also having more seniors just because, the baby boomer generation. So it's just a tough time to get millages past people right now. They're just feeling it, we've had, 7-8 years of pretty sustained, inflation. It's just really hurting some folks. And it's just, the schools are feeling it as far as trying to get things passed. It's just a hard time to get things, passed if it's going to be an increase. So you did the right thing. The voters didn't, approve it, but it doesn't mean it wasn't the right thing. Yeah.
It's really close.
We needed signs.
And I want to try again. I
Mr.
will try
Chairman.
again.
Go ahead, Commissioner Peterson.
So a couple of things, Pam. Brenda kind of just touched on it a little bit. Why I didn't see any advertising for the millage at all. I mean, but even in your monthly paper newsletter thing, there wasn't any mention of the millage at all.
We can't promote it.
Why is that?
County,
No, we
because we
can't.
can't, it's a law.
That's right.
A group outside of the county employee pool has to do it. The group that was doing it thought they were doing enough by placing pamphlets in churches and restaurants and doctors' offices and what have you. And didn't want to do signs.
Hmm.
So here we are.
So if this goes on to the ballot, what happens if the taxpayers say we don't want to do it?
We gotta make some hard decisions. Things will have to be cut.
And great.
There's
well,
just no
thankfully
way
she's
around
got
it.
Fund balance, so she doesn't have to do them immediately. She's got about 4 months worth of fund balance.
And that's something I think that needs to be, touched on too. There's so much talk of all this money that we have in our fund balance that'll sustain us for how long? It's our savings account for such emergencies. It's so hard. Just is.
So Brenda said a little bit about if this gets renewed, you may have to cut back on services to increase or create other services. Can you touch a little bit on that, or
I
do you
think
not?
what you're meaning is the services that was shown in the needs assessment and the calls that we're receiving that we're not providing right now, correct?
Yeah, so things that the assessment said we should be doing that you want, like home
The home
repair.
repairs,
That's
yes.
something that was on her front
4
burner.
calls today on
Yeah.
that, 4 calls.
So in order to do that, we're gonna have to make cuts on other programs, which, how long is your waiting list right now?
We've got 18 people on our waiting list.
So she has 18 people waiting for services. That means 18 other people have to die.
Yes,
Or-
literally. I mean, and we're currently serving over 900 people for in-home services. And that includes the folks that come to our congregate meal sites. So almost 1,000 people. That's a lot. We have 16 part-time home health aides.
So where do you think you would cut?
I guess that was my question.
Where?
Where do you think you would cut, and what would you add?
I couldn't make I don't know. To cut that, to not even be able to offer more. I can't wrap my mind on cutting, but I'd have to look at it.
Well, I guess if this does get renewed, you're still able to
Provide.
offer services at the level you're at right now,
Yes.
correct?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So if it gets renewed, then it's your call to say, this is where we're going, this is how we're going forward.
Right.
Okay.
No, she does have intentions of cutting a part-time position, but that's not gonna do much.
Right.
So, well, she'll be coming back to that one. We didn't
That'll
want,
help a
we didn't
little.
want to mucky up the process,
Thank
budget
you.
process right now.
No, everyone acknowledges that it's pretty dicey coming back the second time now after the increase failed. But part of our discussion for that increase was running 2 questions.
Mhm.
One to renew and one for an increase. So is that anything that's on the table for going forward? If it was such a slim margin that it failed by, would you still offer the renewal and the increase at the same time?
I'd be able to. I would like to.
I don't know, what's your opinion on those, Chris?
I just don't know
I feel
how
like we had a
confusing that would
conversation
be.
already about it.
I
But I don't
think that you
remember-
need a legal opinion on that. I'm not sure that.
And I don't want
would
to
even
confuse
fly.
people.
Right?
Because I had gotten also people that said it was the ballot language was confusing to them anyways. If you don't understand it, that's okay. I get it. So I don't want to add more to the mix. I don't know.
I don't know.
In my personal opinion, at this point, I think the voters have spoken about the increase. If Pam wants us to run this out there again, I don't know. it's not the greatest look, but I mean, I guess we can hope it passes and see where it goes from here. I don't know.
Is the group that acted campaign-wise the first time around willing to be more active? Do we have a plan?
Let's hope so.
Can we do anything about that or encourage that, or how does that work?
Try. That's what I keep doing. I try
We have a meeting next week, right? With
tomorrow,
them. Oh, it's tomorrow?
isn't it? I think it's tomorrow. I don't know. I don't remember.
Deadline to get this
Tomorrow.
done? No. The clerk just informed me that the deadline to get this on the November ballot is tomorrow, so there is no
Right.
kicking this can down the road.
Mr. Chairman?
But yeah, that wasn't my intent.
Yeah, Commissioner Johnson.
Yeah, I'd like to propose a motion to approve placing the Commission on Aging millage renewal on the November ballot.
Support. It's been moved and supported to place the Commission on Aging renewal language on the November ballot. Discussion.
Pamela,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess I would just maybe encourage you to look at maybe the group that you have involved right now that's advocating for the millage. Make sure it's the right group, maybe add to the group potentially and maybe do a little more campaigning, I guess, is the only thing I've got.
She can't, but.
No, I know you can't, but you can
Sure would.
you can ask. And I know we can't use our dollars, but I do think that you can recruit people to that committee. I think that's perfectly legal.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion?
So I was just looking at the MAC newsletter and all the
All the others.
villages that were on the ballot across the whole state, we were one of 6 that failed.
Yes.
And there were like 5 pages of them.
Okay. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Up next is correspondence for tonight, Vice Chairman Peterson.
Did you approve the resolution? Did they approve the resolution?
They did not.
The resolution to
I
put
just
this,
assumed that was what
For Pam's,
Commissioner
there's
Johnson
a
said.
resolution there.
We need a
That
motion.
was to adopt that resolution, wasn't it, Jack?
Yes.
Is there a resolution number that's accurate then? Are we good on that?
07.
We need to back up and make that clear, or is that
I'm
how
clear.
you've got it?
That's how I had it.
Good. Vice Chairman Peterson with correspondence, please.
all right, first up on page 12 is the Hazardous Materials Emergency Preparedness Plan, also known as HMEP. It shows it here. Eric, you're here if you would like to speak anything to that.
Yeah, everything I have tonight that's on there is really just standard stuff. It's the same thing that we've done every year. It's really just pull it up, change the date, and resubmit it for new signatures each year. There's nothing new or nothing different than anything we've done the past several years.
Okay, if nobody has any questions for Eric, I would move to approve submitting the fiscal year 25-26 Hazardous Materials Emergency Preparedness Planning Program Grant Agreement and allow for the appropriate signatures.
It's been moved and supported. Discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, the EMPG program is now called Local Emergency Management Program. Aside from the name, this is something we've done every year. Just a different title. Eric, anything you want to add to this?
Nope.
Okay.
Anything I just said other than about this instead of that.
Okay. So I would move to approve submitting the fiscal year 27 LEMP work agreement and allow for the appropriate signatures.
Support. It's been moved and supported. Discussion? If there's no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, page 53 is the agreement for enforcement of the Village of Edmore for their junk ordinance with the county sheriff. Attached is a copy of the agreement. We've seen a few of these now. I think this is number 5, 4 or 5, 5, I think. So if nobody has anything to add to that, I would move to accept the Edmore Junk and Rubbish Ordinance Agreement and allow for the appropriate signatures.
It's been moved and supported. Discussion. If there's no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, page 70, you will find a resolution exempting the county from Public Act 152 for the 2027 fiscal year. We did this last year, if I remember right.
The first time was last year.
Yep. And Brenda, did you want to add anything to it?
It's just something we have to do in order to keep our employer share at 90/10 for payroll deductions. The other option is to move to 80/20. But I don't know that we've had a burning desire to have to do that yet, so maybe down the road we will. But
Okay, does anybody have any comments to this? If not, I would move to approve resolution 2026-06 for the fiscal year 2027 exemption from Public Act 152 as presented.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, page 73 is the Blue Cross Blue Shield health insurance rates for 26-27. Looks like they have moved up yet again, about the same as every one of the last couple of years.
5%.
And we budgeted for that.
Yep.
So does anybody have any questions or comments about the Blue Cross Blue Shield rates? If not, I would move to approve the 2026-2027 Blue Cross Blue Shield PPO health insurance rates, including the Acrisure HRA and ARORX prescription rates as presented.
Support. It's been moved and supported. Discussion. If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
All right, page 74, the Community Advancement Committee has recommended the appointment of Sarah Todd to fill the Citizens at Large vacancy with a term to expire on December 31st, 2028. We met Sarah Todd last week, and she was very excited to be on the committee. We questioned why she was so excited, and I think she just likes doing that kind of work. So,
What's her background? Just curious.
Brenda, you know her a little better than I do.
She retired from the state. She was a DHHS
For
auditor.
30 some years, right?
Yeah.
And she was Bloomer Township
Yeah,
clerk.
she was on Bloomer Township for a number of years. Not now, but she was.
Who's she replacing? Or is it just,
Sarah Daly from Crystal, who moved out of district. They sold their house and moved.
If there's nothing else, I would move to approve the appointment of Sarah Todd to the Community Advancement Committee with a term to expire on 12/31/2028.
Support. It's been moved and supported. Discussion. If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Last up under consideration is the warrant reports. First up, warrant report 07302026, the amount of $113,780.33. Next, warrant report 08062026, the amount of $333,922.46. Finally, warrant report 08102026, the amount of $363,890.77. For a grand total of $811,593.56. Brenda's giving me the thumbs up. So if nobody has anything on the warrant reports, I would move to approve and allow for the appropriate signatures. Support.
It's been moved and supported to approve the three warrant reports totaling $811,593.56. Discussion. If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, consent agenda items 10 and 11 are in front of you. If anybody has anything for those, please speak up. If not, I would move to place items 10 and 11 of the consent agenda on file.
Support. It's been moved and supported to place 10 and 11 of the consent agenda on file. Discussion. If not, all those in favor say aye.
All right.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And then the rest is just for your information, and there's no resolutions from other counties. So if nobody has anything else, that will be your board correspondence for Monday, August 10th.
Thank you, Vice Chairman Peterson.
Thank you.
Up next is committee reports. We have a budget work session from July 27th. Chairman Peterson, please.
Okay, regular meeting was called to order by myself at 1 p.m. Members present at roll call, Alexander Carr, Johnson, Johnston, Murray, and myself. Commissioner Mahar arrived at 2:02. There was lengthy discussions. We met with the clerk and the prosecutor. At the end of all of that, we decided that we had exhausted all of our discussions and we were comfortable with the budget the way that it was. And our controller will be presenting that to us today. Public comments were offered at the end of the meeting. None were given, and it was moved by Murray, supported by Commissioner Johnston, to adjourn the meeting at 2:37. I respectfully submit these minutes and ask for them to be placed on file.
Support's been moved and supported to place the budget work session minutes from July 27th on file. Discussion. If there's no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Vice Chairman Peterson.
Thank you.
New business. Item 1 is the 2026 tax rate request, also known as the L4029. We have Deb and Nicole here to go over that if we have any questions on it. Welcome.
Thank you. As usual, I notified all of the people that were levying millages, asked them what they wanted to levy for the year. All of them got back with me to levy full millages, the maximum allowable, except for EMS, ambulance. And that'll be just slightly lower than the maximum allowed. So ambulance is gonna levy 0.7200. Library will levy 0.8517. Commission on Aging will levy 0.4346. MSU 4H will levy 0.1931. Law enforcement will be 0.9489 and veterans will be 0.2421. And you had, in your packet, you should have the attached sheet that shows all of the dollars that will be collected for each one of those millages.
And to be clear, those are all the full amount with the exception of EMS.
Correct.
And at the top where it says excludes Renaissance and Veterans values, so those exemptions aren't figured into those numbers. So those would have to come off those numbers yet.
Those are, the veterans is excluded from these numbers already,
So the yellow bar at the middle is what we're going to, is what the millages are going to bring in, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, anyone have any other questions?
Mr. Chairman,
Vice Chairman Peterson.
I move to approve the L4029 as presented.
Support for it. Been moved and supported to approve the L 4029 as presented. Discussion. If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
Perfect.
New business item 2 is clerk correspondence.
Everything.
Number 3 is controller correspondence.
I don't have anything.
Number 4 is the chair board correspondence. I don't have anything. Anyone else on the board? If not, that ends new business, old business. First item is the Eagle consent for the test site at Cromp Park. We tabled that from the last meeting, I believe.
Mhm. Yep, so basically we had that gal from Eagle here. Couldn't quite answer all our questions, but you guys tabled the vote on it till tonight, probably, so you didn't have to do it in front of her. Was my assumption, but
There was a correspondence since then that was confusing. It didn't
I
sound
know, I
like
thought so too. Did I forward it to you?
neither branch understood what the other one was
Yeah.
contemplating.
So do we know if there's an existing well then?
I thought
No,
that,
not yet.
I thought that email said that it didn't look like there was one.
Yeah, she didn't know if there was
Oh.
one. We could instruct her to find out if we wanted to, but
But they were under the impression that Western Michigan Geological Survey was just going to put in another well, correct?
yeah, Western's
That's-
gonna do another dig, yep,
That's what I took it as.
yeah.
Mr. Chair,
Commissioner Murray.
I'd make a motion that we decline Eagle's request for a test site at Crown Park. Support.
It's been moved and supported to decline Eagle's request for a test monitoring well at Cromp Park. Discussion.
I'd like to see if there is one there and have them abandon it if there is. Just my opinion, if they're willing to do it right now. She seemed like it was a pretty easy process, so
Yeah,
seems like it might be worthwhile for us to talk about it now.
right.
You want to amend the motion to include it in that motion? Do you want to bring it up after we vote on this one for a new motion? How do you want to
Leave
handle
that
it?
up to him.
It seems to me like it'd be a separate motion anyway.
Any other discussion on the motion on the floor?
Yeah, I just want to make a comment on it. There could be some good reasons for this, but we're not really sure exactly what they're going to do with their data. And we know that there are farmers and private companies that are monitoring these aquifers already. And we know that they're being good stewards and they're watching these water levels because it's very important to them for their irrigation of potatoes. And so at this time, I just, I'm a support the motion just because I don't see, I can't see the benefit locally, and I could see some detriment to our local farmers. And so, I can see why there could be at some point some benefit, but I think it's already being done, and I think it's being done by a company that knows what they're doing. They've got really good procedure. They've got the latest technology, and so I just don't see why we need to double down and have the state involved with this. And so I just think it's the best thing for the people of our county to not allow it.
Okay. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried.
I guess I'll make that motion then to have the controller talk to Eagle about abandoning the well if there is an existing well at Cramp Park.
It's been moved and supported to ask the controller to contact Eagle about their offer to abandon the existing well at Cromp Park. Discussion.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Johnson.
we just passed a motion to not allow them consent to enter private property, and now we're going to give them permission to enter private property. It just seems like we just put the cart before the horse a little bit there. We just told them they couldn't, as I understand it, we just told them that they couldn't put a new monitoring well in. didn't tell me it didn't enter the property. Kind of what I'm looking at with the Eagle consent to enter private property form.
They were asking for consent. We did not give them consent, but it doesn't mean we're saying that they can't. We're not telling them that they, they're trespassing.
Right.
I think there's a difference.
I think the worst they can say is, no, you didn't let us come out there. We're not going to do it.
Mhm.
And we just figure out what it takes to fill it in from there. But if they're willing to fill it in, it doesn't hurt to ask, I guess. I don't think they're going to be falling all over themselves to get over here and fill it in, but
And is the picture in question, if I remember, just because there was some concrete in a square, Brenda? Is that what we were
Yeah,
looking
that's
at?
what Doug and I presumed that was an old well of some sort. We didn't know whose or why it was there, why it wasn't still something in use. But we don't even know for sure if that's what it is.
And they didn't also know what it was. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Motion carried. Old business number 2 is the fiscal 2027 proposed budget.
All right, so I updated the summary of requests with the ones that you approved at the last meeting, which was the clerk's part-timer going to full-time. And I put some dollar figures in there for you. I thought that was kind of a missing piece of information last time. And then prosecutors to office assistants being reclassified to administrative aides. I believe that was the only two and then approved Doug's building for the 85,000 that was already built in. So I think those were the only ones that were a change from the last time. And then the pages that were affected by that in the budget, I just updated those pages so you could see that. I didn't want to insert them into your books. I didn't know if all your books were here, but they are numbered according to the number in here if you want to compare. I did not use any more fund balance. But our surplus went from, I think it was 55,000 down to 16,000 and change. But one other thing I did that we didn't discuss at the last meeting, it's 13,293. And Adam or somebody touched on it at the last meeting with the prosecutor's request about if we grant your request, is that going to have everyone else? Well, it did. The sheriff was in my office the next day with his 3 office assistants, wanting to make them admin aides. And I had talked to Pat about it. And so we thought, well, and I know that's the position that Pam wants to eliminate in her office is the office aide or office assistant. So that would leave Williams with the only 3 office assistants on the books. So Pat and I discussed it, and I did work in what the numbers would look like if we converted them to administrative aides, those 3 individuals. And because their dates would be changing to 10/1, I can almost exactly know the budget number for them, where they had dates all over the board last time. So it actually reduced their budget number, surprisingly enough, if we make them administrative aides with a 10/1 date, versus what the original budget I had for them, just because I have to over project for someone that has in the middle of the year wage increase coming to them. I can't under project or that gets us in trouble, as we know from history. So that I did work in, but that's something you guys are going to have to make a motion to do. Or I can reverse course and take them back out and over project and the budget goes up.
When Brenda spoke to me about it, I thought it was kind of the consensus of the board when we'd had that discussion that if we were going to do that prosecutor's office and the other ones that happened along, we're going to be the same scenario, that we're going to be changing those as well and be out of that administrative aid position business. So in light of the complexity of the timing of the old ones versus now they're 10-1 start dates and having a finite number there, I thought it was probably reasonable to bring it before you and ask for up or down on that idea for the budget. But Brenda's used that in the numbers that she has currently
Yes, those new
that's
pages.
happened. So if we vote contrary to that, we'll have to back up and change it.
So do you need a motion for that tonight, or can that just be approved at the or after the public hearing next meeting?
You didn't do motions with these, did you? We didn't do any motions.
No.
So I think you can just say yay or nay to it. No motion. And then when we approve the final budget next time,
It'll be baked
it's
in.
done. One other change I did get today from or Friday, I was off Friday, so I just got it today, is his 416 grant was approved for next year, and it's more than what we have budgeted, but the ins and the outs are offset, so it's gonna be zero effect on it. But I am probably gonna change it before we do the final approval next time. So it went from 147.24 to 149.002. But there'll be no net effect to it. Because the revenue will match the expenditures.
Good.
So what are your thoughts? Anyone
Yeah, no,
in disagreement with making his office assistants aides?
I agree with Chairman Carr. We had that discussion and it wasn't that
We knew
much.
it's coming, just
Yeah.
when is it coming? Yeah.
It's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm good with it.
All right. So if you look at in these pages I have clipped together, that page number 45, that surplus amount will be the same surplus once I make this road patrol change, because that's an in and an out of equivalency. So 13,293 would be the general fund surplus, utilizing 700,000 in fund balance.
Sounds great. Works for me.
Okay. What's your pleasure?
Do we need to move on having a public hearing at our next meeting, or is it just, let's have a public hearing?
No, let's make a motion on that one.
I would move to have a public hearing on the fiscal year 2026, 2027 budget
On
24th.
August 24th.
on the 24th, excuse me.
Okay. Is there support?
Support.
It's been moved and supported to have a public hearing for the purpose of the 2027 fiscal year budget on our commissioner meeting, August 24th for whatever time that is. Discussion. If there's no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
All right.
That ends old business, public comments.
Jeff Hines, Greenville. You know, as I move on here, I'm gonna start talking about the issues. How did we get here? How did we get into this entire mess where I'm running against Jack? He's on his phone over there, not even listening to public comment. You know, Jack, I don't even necessarily have a problem with you, man, but we'll see how this campaign goes. We are here because when I came to interview for the commissioner gig, you had it rigged. You gave it to your friend. Called you out right then and there. We could play the nonsense. You had it rigged for your friend. You appointed him, that's fine. I came in here and I called you out on it. You guys got sensitive, got emotional. You couldn't handle it. So what happened? I spoke up. Then he came for my bus. We see the no that has cost. It has caused me to get texts and expose him. It's caused you to get charges pressed against you. It's going to cause you guys to get a lawsuit eventually. It caused finally 1 out of 69,000 people to finally run against you. I mean, Scott didn't want the job. He quit on Greenville. You guys had to appoint somebody who left Greenville. I actually give a shit about the people of Greenville. I do. I all the time put myself before them. Do any of you put yourselves before your community? Any of you? I don't think so. I could call it out on this man all the time, how he's on social media trolling, judging others for doing exactly what he does. So why? Now we're going to be in a dirty, messy campaign because of mouths like his, and you guys want to judge me. I just read all about hierarchy. I'm not the one getting in your faces. You're getting in mine. You can't handle the cameras. You can't handle the politics. That's your fault. So what am I going to do? I'm going to help these old people, the geezers, get their money that they need. And if you were smart, that's how you would put it on the ballot. Get the geezers their money. Make it a big thing. Make it travel. Make it go on social. Let's get the old folks their money. Let's be damned about how we got presented. Market it. Get them their money. I'm going to help. And it isn't even about getting elected. Do you think I'm going to get elected if I'm trying to get old people money after it just got off the ballot? No, it isn't. But that's not what it's about. I'm not trying to win. I'm trying to help my damn community. And since nobody wanted to stand up in this county or my city, I'll do it. I got $1,500 for Greenville School by sleeping on a bus. None of you showed up. Shame on you, Charlie. Shame on you. You wanted to represent the school, but you couldn't show up? I have no problem with you, Charlie, but that was wrong. Of all of you, I don't give a shit. Charlie, you represented the school. It mattered. You may have resigned. It mattered. So over this campaign, I may be nice to some of you, and I won't probably even come after you, Jack. It's not about you. You two are a problem. You two want to blame everyone else. It's you, and I'm going to call it out. Like your silence.
Any other public comments?
Move to adjourn.
Support. It's been moved and supported to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.